Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Abigail, and I was born with a rare birth defect that affects my size and development, and I make videos about my life. So, it is finally the weekend. So, tomorrow we have church. We have church from about 10:30 in the morning until probably about 12:30 or 1ish. It just depends on the service. And then we come home and relax the rest of the day. We used to have stuff on Sunday nights, but right now we don't. So it's Saturday for me, which means Saturday evenings are for getting things ready for church tomorrow. Which means setting out church clothes, taking showers, all of that. I also like to, if there's anything that I want to make sure doesn't happen last minute, I make sure that I find the things I need to find. Like, I keep my church shoes under my bed, so I make sure that they're where they always are. I make sure my wristband is where I can find it. I have a medical wristband that I wear that just says my diagnosis is on one side, and then the other side is my parents' phone number, just in case I have any type of medical emergency or anything like that. So I make sure I can find that. I make sure that there's enough formula in my bag for church. And if it's extremely hot outside, I make sure that I have an ice pack with me so that my formula doesn't go bad. So there's just like these little steps that I follow to make sure that if I am leaving the house, it goes as smoothly as possible. And also, some of our family leaves for church at a different time than the other half of our family. So I don't like to go as early because of the health issues that I have. And so me and my mom leave closer to time for church to start, and then my dad is a singer, so he leaves early. So we just have different times that like our family leaves. I also like to make sure that I have time to have my coffee at home. I do have digestion issues, so yes, I can have liquids by mouth, so I can have coffee. I can also have peanut butter and like a handful of different kinds of candies by mouth, but I prefer to have my coffee at home instead of at church, because if I feel like I need to vent, I can do that before we leave. If you don't know what venting is, you hook up a extension, which is like an extra piece, to my G-tube, which goes to my stomach, and it's kind of like getting sick, but out of a tube instead of by mouth. And I get fed through my J-tube, which goes to my intestines, so whenever I vent, I don't have to worry about like losing weight or anything like that. So also, I try to get up early enough to do something fun at home before we leave, like, I don't know, watch a YouTube video or listen to music or something, because we're going to church a lot of the day, and so most of the time that we have at home on Sundays is more like the evening time. Well, like late afternoon until evening. So anyways, Sundays are really, really busy. So we try to be as prepared as we can for the day before, and then also like trying to get everyone in bed by a decent time, and because we have to get up early and all that. So I really, really enjoy Sundays because I get to see our church people and, you know, people that we only see like, you know, about twice a week at church. We have Sunday morning service and we have Wednesday night service. And most of the time we don't have Sunday night church unless we end up having like a visiting preacher or something like that. But anyways, Sundays is one of my favorite days of the week because of church, and I think it's important to surround yourself with positive people and people that believe in you and people that encourage you and you're good friends with. I think that's really important. And then as far as how I do my tube at church, I flush my tube, which is where I put water through my tube, before I leave for church, and then I don't put any more water through it until we get back from church. And it's fine for that long. I actually go all night without flushing it. I flush it before I go to bed, and then I go all night, and then wake up in the morning and flush it again. But during the day, I go about like every 4 hours or so to flush it. But anyways, trying to think of what else. We get there, we have Sunday school, then we have about a 15-minute break, and then we have church. And then after that, we go home, we eat supper. We only have like one meal on Sundays, unless we get up early enough for breakfast. But our supper is like after church, so by the time we get home and get changed and everything, it's probably like maybe like 2 or so o'clock, about 2 o'clock or so. It's kind of like a really late lunch, and then if we're hungry after that, we'll just like snack throughout the day, just because like other than breakfast there's really no reason to make another meal, because whenever we get home at like late lunch, it's kind of hard to be hungry for supper when we're already cooking a meal shortly after we get home. So now I don't normally like partake in eating the meal because I am tube fed, so whatever I eat pretty much has to turn into a liquid. So like peanut butter, certain kinds of candy, certain kinds of ice cream I can have, but I'm not really able to eat like food items. So what I do is when people are eating, I just usually go to my room, relax, watch something, and basically that's what I do when our family is eating, since I don't really eat by mouth. But it's not like it's not a hunger issue. I do know what things taste like, and I do like miss the like chewing of food. I know that's like kind of gross, but that's why I like sometimes like chewing gum or having the sucker melt in my mouth helps with that. But as far as like being hungry, it's not a hunger issue. I stay full. It's just like having something in my mouth. So every once in a while I'll buy myself like some ice cream. I can have chocolate chip ice cream because that melts. So sometimes I'll buy myself like gum or chocolate chip ice cream or something that I can have just so I'll have like something in my mouth that can like melt. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.